In the summer of 2021, a young woman vanished without a trace during a cross-country road trip across America. Police searched deserts, forests, and highways. Detectives followed dead ends for weeks. But the clue that finally exposed the truth wasn't found by the FBI. It was hidden inside a TikTok video. A few seconds of footage. One passing van. One tiny detail the killer never noticed. And millions of people watching online became part of one of the most disturbing true crime investigations in modern internet history. This is the story of how social media helped solve a murder police could not crack alone. In 2021, the world became obsessed with the disappearance of 22-year-old Gabby Petito. Gabby was young, adventurous, and full of life. She documented her travels online, posting smiling photos and videos from beautiful national parks across the United States. To millions of people, her life looked like a dream. But behind the camera, something darker was unfolding. Gabby and her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, had left New York in July 2021 for a cross-country road trip in a converted white van. Their goal was to travel across America while documenting the journey on YouTube and Instagram. They called it van life. At first, everything seemed perfect, until Gabby suddenly disappeared. And when Brian returned home alone without her, the internet knew something was terribly wrong. Gabby Petito was born in Blue Point, New York. Friends described her as creative, emotional, and deeply passionate about travel and photography. She met Brian Laundrie several years earlier while living in Florida. The couple eventually got engaged and decided to leave normal life behind for an adventure across America. They bought a white Ford Transit van and transformed it into a tiny mobile home. The trip was meant to be exciting. National parks, mountains, beaches, sunsets. Gabby posted happy moments online. Videos of hiking trails, coffee shops, and campfires. Her social media pages quickly attracted attention because people loved the idea of freedom and travel. But investigators would later discover something disturbing. Behind many of those smiling photos was a relationship filled with tension, emotional conflict, and signs of possible abuse. And the internet would soon witness those warning signs in real time. In July 2021, Gabby and Brian officially began their journey across the western United States. They traveled through Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, and other states, documenting every stop. For weeks, family members received text messages and calls from Gabby. Everything seemed normal. Then things started changing. On August 12th, police in Moab, Utah received a 911 call from a witness who reported seeing a man slapping a woman near a white van. Officers located Gabby and Brian shortly afterward. Body camera footage from that traffic stop would later shock the world. Gabby appeared terrified and emotional. She cried uncontrollably while speaking to officers. Brian appeared calm, smiling, and relaxed. Police treated the situation as a mental health crisis rather than domestic violence. The officers separated the couple for one night, then allowed them to continue traveling together. At the time, nobody realized this police encounter would become one of the final confirmed sightings of Gabby alive. Just weeks later, she vanished. By late August, Gabby's family became worried. The daily phone calls stopped. The text messages became strange and short, then suddenly silence. On September 1st, Brian Laundrie returned to his parents' home in Florida. He arrived driving Gabby's van, but Gabby was nowhere to be seen. Her family desperately tried contacting Brian and his parents. Nobody answered. No explanations. No cooperation. Nothing. 10 days later, Gabby Petito was officially reported missing. What happened next was unlike anything investigators had seen before. The internet exploded. TikTok creators, YouTubers, Reddit users, and amateur detectives from around the world began analyzing every detail of the case. Millions of people followed the investigation in real time, and hidden among those millions of viewers was someone holding the clue that would change everything. As police searched across multiple states, one travel vlogger uploaded a TikTok video that seemed completely unrelated to the case. The couple behind the account, Red, White, and Bethune, had been traveling through Wyoming's Grand Teton National Park around the same time Gabby disappeared. After hearing about the missing persons case online, they reviewed old footage from their trip. Then they noticed something chilling. In the background of their video, parked near a remote camping area, was a white van. Gabby and Brian's van. The TikTok clip lasted only seconds, but it revealed a critical location investigators had not focused on before. The video showed the van parked near Spread Creek Dispersed Camping area in Wyoming on August 27th. That single internet discovery changed the entire investigation. Authorities immediately searched the area, and soon afterward, human remains were discovered near the campsite. The body was identified as Gabby Petito. The world watched in horror. A TikTok video had done what weeks of searching could not. It had pointed investigators directly to the scene. After Gabby's body was found, investigators officially ruled her death a homicide. The autopsy later confirmed she had died from strangulation. Now the focus turned completely toward Brian Laundrie, but there was one major problem. Brian had disappeared. disappeared. Just as police prepared to question him, he vanished from his parents' home in Florida. Suddenly, the investigation became a nationwide manhunt. News helicopters circled forests and swamps. Federal agents searched thousands of acres of dangerous wilderness. Internet users tracked possible sightings across America. Some claimed they saw Brian in Alabama. Others believed he escaped to Mexico. Conspiracy theories spread everywhere online. Meanwhile, Gabby's family begged for answers. How could the only person traveling with Gabby disappear before police questioned him? And why had his parents remained silent? Public anger grew stronger every day. People gathered outside the Laundrie, family homes shouting through megaphones and holding signs demanding justice. The case had become bigger than a normal missing persons investigation. It became a global obsession. Then investigators uncovered another disturbing detail. Brian Laundrie had used Gabby's debit card after her death. Federal authorities traced financial activity occurring while Gabby was already missing. That evidence strengthened suspicions against him dramatically, but investigators still couldn't find him. Weeks passed. Then came another shocking discovery. On October 20th, more than a month after Brian disappeared, investigators searched a nature reserve in Florida called Mayakahatchee Creek Environmental Park. The area had previously been underwater due to flooding. Now the water had receded. Search teams discovered human remains, a backpack, and personal belongings belonging to Brian Laundrie. Dental records confirmed the remains were his. Authorities later concluded Brian died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Near the remains, investigators found a notebook. Inside the notebook was a written confession. Brian admitted responsibility for Gabby's death, but even after the confession, the story remained deeply unsettling because the entire tragedy raised painful questions. Could Gabby have been saved earlier? Did police miss warning signs during the Utah traffic stop? And what role did social media play in both helping and harming the investigation? The Gabby Petito case changed true crime investigations forever. Never before had millions of ordinary people participated so intensely in a live criminal investigation. TikTok users analyzed videos frame by frame. Reddit communities studied maps and timelines. YouTubers tracked sightings and examined body language. Some online investigators genuinely helped. The TikTok van footage became one of the most important digital clues in modern true crime history. Without that video, investigators may have taken far longer to locate Gabby's body. But the internet also created chaos. False accusations spread rapidly. Random people were identified online as suspects. Conspiracy theories flooded social media platforms. At times, investigators struggled to separate useful information from misinformation. The case revealed both the incredible power and dangerous risks of internet investigations. Social media had become something entirely new. A digital crime-solving machine, one capable of helping police, but also capable of destroying innocent lives through rumor and speculation. One of the most haunting parts of this case remains the police body. Camera footage from Utah. Millions watched the video after Gabby's death. Viewers noticed details that felt terrifying in hindsight. Gabby repeatedly apologized to officers. She blamed herself. She appeared anxious and emotionally overwhelmed. Brian stayed calm and conversational. Experts later debated whether officers misunderstood signs of domestic abuse. Some critics argued police focused too heavily on Gabby's emotional behavior while failing to recognize manipulation. Dynamics often present in abusive relationships. For many viewers around the world, the footage became heartbreaking to watch because they knew what happened next, and they wondered whether intervention at that moment could have changed everything. The case sparked wider conversations about domestic violence awareness, emotional abuse, and how authorities respond during relationship disputes. Gabby's death became more than just a criminal investigation. It became a warning. Another reason this case became so enormous was the non-stop media coverage. Television networks covered every development daily. TikTok creators posted updates every hour. YouTube live streams attracted millions of views. People became emotionally invested in Gabby's story because they felt they knew her through social media. Her photos, videos, captions, and travel posts made her feel real and familiar. Unlike older true crime cases, audiences weren't learning about Gabby years later through documentaries. They were watching events unfold live. That changed everything. People searched through archived Instagram posts. They examined Spotify playlists. They analyzed timestamps and GPS locations. The line between investigators, journalists, and viewers became blurred. And for the first time, social media wasn't just reporting a true crime story. It was actively shaping the investigation itself. After Gabby's death, her family launched the Gabby Petito Foundation. The organization focuses on helping victims of domestic violence and supporting searches for missing persons. Her parents transformed unimaginable grief into activism. They wanted Gabby's story to help save others. And in many ways, it did. The case increased awareness around relationship abuse, especially among young people. It also demonstrated illustrated how digital evidence can become critical in modern investigations. Today, investigators routinely examine TikTok videos, Instagram posts, live streams, GPS data, and social media activity during criminal cases. The internet has become one of the most powerful investigative tools in the world. But the Gabby Petito case remains emotionally devastating because of one painful truth. Millions of people watched clues unfold online in real time, yet nobody fully understood the danger until it was too late. A white van parked quietly in the wilderness. A TikTok video only seconds long. A missing girl whose smile hid fear few people recognized. The murder of Gabby Petito became one of the first true crime cases of the social media age, where ordinary people helped uncover evidence that changed an investigation forever. But beneath the headlines, viral clips, and internet theories was a real human tragedy. A young woman lost her life during what was supposed to be the adventure of a lifetime, and her final days became a haunting reminder that sometimes the most dangerous stories are hidden behind the happiest photos. The internet exposed the killer, but it also revealed something uncomfortable about modern society. Today, millions of strangers can watch a tragedy unfold together in real time. Sometimes they help solve it, sometimes they make it worse, and sometimes they notice the clue that everyone else missed. One tiny detail, one passing video, one moment on TikTok that exposed a killer police couldn't catch.